Hello everyone and welcome back to another video by MacDonald Bullion, and today's video is going to be focusing on the Johnson Matthey silver bars. Some silver bars aren't just regular bullion valued bars, some are more rare, some are more collectible, and few names carry this much weight when it comes to its collectability than Johnson Matthey. I'd say, in my opinion, they are alongside Engelhard, but what makes them collectible? Are they still worth buying? We're going to cover that in today's video. So, who are Johnson Matthey? Johnson Matthey were founded in London in 1817, and they began as a refining and assaying business. Over the years, the company became one of the most trusted names when it comes to silver bars and precious metals in general, and supplying everything from catalytic converters to bullion bars. Their hallmark soon became very familiar when it comes to quality and purity all over the world. And this is an example of a silver bar that I've recently picked up. This is a 5 troy ounce JM bar, which I paid £220 for, including post. Now, it's £30 per troy ounce of silver in the UK today at the time of making this video, which means the spot value of this silver bar is £150. So why would I pay £70 more, including the post? Well, Johnson Matthey produce a wide range of silver bars, and everything between small 1 ounce silver bars all the way up to the 100-ounce industrial bars. But each one is stamped with the JM logo, with its purity and weight. And I'm not just a stacker, I'm a collector as well when it comes to silver bars. And collectors especially like the older poured bars, especially which usually have like unique character marks, uneven shapes and deep stampings. And some of the poured bars or cast bars, they contrast quite well with the other versions, which are much more sleek and uniform. And I particularly like this one. I like the bar in general. I like the toning. And I just thought it was a really great bar to have. And with silver now £30 an ounce, and there's really no signs of it slowing down, especially with gold going up a hell of a lot recently in the last few years. I think there'll be much more value to come when it comes to the silver increasing anyway. But the bars, they stopped creating them in the 80s and 90s, I believe. By the early 2000s, the bullion division was pretty much gone or sold off, I believe. That means that every silver bar in circulation today is going to be finite. They're not going to create the same ones. They're not going to create more of the ones that we see here today. So once they're gone, they're really gone. And the scarcity has turned them into a collector's item. So many bars sell for premiums above the spot. So just like I mentioned before, £70 over the spot I paid for that bar. And especially the rarer sizes and the odd weights and the older poured varieties, they are hugely sought after. And you don't see many of them, especially in the UK. You generally see much more Johnson Matthey bars in the US and Canada. You can find them in the UK now and again, but they're a lot less common. Now, from an investor's perspective, Johnson Matthey bars, they kind of tick 2 boxes. And it's going to be the intrinsic value of the silver itself, which is £150 for a 5 troy ounce bar. And also you've got the historic value as well. So they contain pure silver, which is always going to be in demand. It's an industrial metal. It will always be in demand all across the world. And they carry the Johnson Matthey name, which adds that layer of collectability as well. So it's a bit like owning a vintage coin or a discontinued banknote, for example. There's the bullion value, and then there's collector's value that's actually on top. And most genuine Johnson Matthey silver bars are stamped with the JM logo, with the crossed hammers, the bar's weight and purity, and sometimes usually a unique serial number. And because of the reputation, counterfeits, they do exist. So if you're buying, just make sure you source from someone who's reputable or get the bar tested for authenticity. Sigmas are really, really good for testing silver. If you want to see how I test silver, then you can check the link that I'll include in the description. I use Sigma Metalytics machine. They are brilliant machines and they verify all my silver bars. And I'm pleased to say that this one is genuine. But whether you're a stacker looking for pure silver or you're a collector looking for history, I suppose, historic silver bars or older coins, then the Johnson Matthey silver bars, they hold quite a unique spot in the precious metals world. And it's more than just buying bullion, it's a bit of legacy from something that was a very reputable precious metals assayer and refiner, 30, 40, 50 years ago. And I think it's worth holding these bars. I think if you can come across them, you really don't see them very often, certainly in the UK. They will carry a premium, but just think of the exit strategy. You're not going to be buying loads and loads of these bars and selling it for spot at a dealer. Likelihood is going to be either an auction or you're going to private sale it to another collector that knows the value of the worth of the Johnson Matthey bars. So to conclude, do I think they're worth buying? I certainly do. I think if you're a collector, they're definitely worth buying. They're going to be worth much more than its intrinsic value, so the premium on top of the spot value, because of the collectability and the name that's stamped on the bar. So I think if you're looking for ease when it comes to the exit strategy, if you want the easiest way of selling silver and gold and things, unless you have a network that you can sell to other collectors, you may just want to stick to regular bullion bars, and you just got to think about the capital gains tax as well in the UK. Just another added layer of something to consider. But they're worth buying, I'd say, especially if you're a collector. Fantastic little bars, and I will certainly be picking up another if I do see one in the future. But let me know your thoughts when it comes to the Johnson Matthey bars. Do you think they're worth buying? Please leave a like if you stayed until the end. It really does help out the video, helps out my channel. And we are nearing 6,000 subscribers, so thank you all so much for watching my videos, liking, commenting, and all that sort of stuff. I really appreciate it. But I'll leave you now, and I will see you in the very next one. Thank you for watching. Take care, guys. Bye for now.